Hey guys, we are back with the Traha Global video. In today's video, we're talking about the new sword class, aka the Katana. Yes, there's been a lot of questions about the new class. You guys been bombarding my message about making a build for the new class, but I did not want to make a build until I was like, I'm 100% sure this is a viable build. So it's not the best build, it'll probably be a better build coming out eventually, but this is a build that you guys can use that probably will work very well for most instances. So shout out to Desecrate for helping me with this build, and let's jump right into it. Now I am here with the Katana, yes, and I have cooked up two builds for you guys. Now I haven't played myself, I haven't played Katana a lot, so I don't know too much about it. I played it a little bit here and there to test it out and see how it works, but basically Katana is a lot about building up enough focus and being able to do different damage. There's like you can use focus. There's another thing that you guys can use that is called the moonlight, and there's a lot of like skill management, and it requires some time to get used to, but a very easy build. This works very well. We're gonna go through the PvE build now. So I tried out this PvE build, and this does almost, if not better, damage than my PvE build for greatsword and mage. So it's a very strong build overall that you guys can use. Now how it works is, here are the skills. You guys can look at it. This is PvE for dungeons and PvE generally. This is so let's look at what I am using. The skills right now is this. These are the skills I'm using. The passive is this. So the reason I have this passive right here is it increases my damage and a focus consuming skills. So every time I use focus consuming skills, I do more damage, and reduces the cooldown of skill 1 and 2. So fast CDs. All right, next up we have this one. We'll do extra damage every time enemy receives damage, which is great. This one, casting focus, generating skills, increases attack. So if you use focus generating skills, you will increase your attack. And then this secret art moon is the last one. So this is the passives that I'm using. And then for the build itself is these skills. This one right here, vital trust, with heart strike, so it guarantees crit damage. You want to be doing as much damage as possible. So this is the skill that I'm using, and generates focus. Again, what did this skill say right here? You guys see this? Generating focus, generating skills, increase attack. So when I use this skill, I increase my attack. Next up we have skill number 2. Now this skill right here generates moonlight effect and focus. So this, again, another skill that you can do a damage with. A great skill. And then you have this one, that the thing about this skill, why this is so good, is because the dragon ascension technique, right? It says here, activation condition fully charged with maintaining 3 stacks of focus. So when you have 3 stacks of focus, look what it does. It consumes all your focus and deals damage. Not only that, your crit damage generate maximum focus again if you do crit damage, and it reaches the cooldown of the skill. So you can spam this thing, which is crazy. And then you have this skill right here, the 4th skill, which is good, has a chance to generate an essence. Then last but not least, you have this skill right here. You're not going to be using this skill a lot when you're doing PvE. You're mainly going to be focused on these skills right here. So the combo goes like this. You want to use this to increase your damage. You pop this, okay, generate your focus, and then you can follow up with this one that does some damage. And then if you're hitting crit damages on this, you can use this skill and deal and spam this skill for a while, okay, and that will deal a lot of damage. That's what you want to do for PvE. So basically you want to be hitting crit damage, you want to be doing crits. So my traits are like this. This is my traits right now. A lot of points in brilliance, not much in HP, and a lot in damage. I could probably like remove this one and put even more in like penetration, but this is the what I have for my traits. And then profession, this is what I have for profession. So these are the traits I have for my core, because I forgot the core last time. This is what we have for the core right here. Another more crit accuracy, more crit, and then skill attack, because you're mainly using your skills when you deal damage. The cards I have is damage, crit damage, damage, crit damage. Is crit damage? Yeah, crit damage, and damage. Full on damage. So this is the PvE build. It works very well. If you master it, you can compete with the top DPSs. Works great. Okay, that's my PvE build. Now you guys are here probably for PvP build. Now overall, I have to say Katana isn't the best class to use in PvP, but if you want to use it, you can be viable with it. It does take some time to master. You want to time your skills correctly, but this is the PvP build. This is the glass cannon build because I feel like when you're using Katana, you can make it very defensive build, but it's very hard because Katana doesn't have a lot of CC immunity. So you want to try to finish off the fights as fast as possible because most classes have CC immunity. This class don't. So you want to try to do as much damage as possible. So the build that I went for is a glass cannon. You can play around with it, of course, but the skills are the most important. You guys are probably wondering. We have this skill right here, putting knockdown on enemies. You have another skill right here that it does damage and generates essence. You have this skill right here, which will be able to deal damage and stuns and gains lotus. So it's a good skill. And then you have this skill, which will be your block for your CC immune, damage reduction, and then deals damage when you block correctly. And then you have, last but not least, you have this skill right here to do some damage with. Okay. Now, these are the skills, and then the passives that we're going to be using is a warrior spirit. You can also use wind breathing, but these are one of the two passives that you want to go for if you're playing PvP. I'm using this one, wind slash, secret art pulse to generate focus, and we have this one. Now, the reason I like this one, when your HP falls to 30% or lower with focus, you recover essence to full, so you can unleash an extra damage if you need that boost. And this is also nice because when your HP falls 30% or lower, you become immune to death and your attack increases. You can get that big boost when you're low HP. Works really well. So these are the skills. When you're doing PvP, you kind of have to figure it yourself, but you want to be using this to block the big hits of enemies. Like if somebody's using assassinate and stuff, you want to be using this skill, and then you want to use this skill for a knockback. Okay, you do some damage. Use this skill right here next up, and with this skill, you'll be able to deal damage but also generate essence. And then you want to follow up with the skill number 3, get that stun, get that damage, and then follow up with, last but not least, with this one. Okay, so this is the combo you want to be using in PvP. Again, cards, I'm full damage except this card. You can play around with it. You can go damage build, you can go tanky build. You can try to figure out it yourself. It's hard to make a tanky build with this class because your defense will be too low anyway, so you'll get easily penetrated. The most thing you can focus on is try to get like as much HP as possible. Potentially, so you can change the brilliance and put it into HP instead. So this will be your PvP build, and I think I went through everything. So for the core, again, you can go damage, but if you, as I said, if you want to go tanky build, you can switch to basic defense and crit defense. Okay, so this is basically how I would build it myself. Now, again, you can play around with this and figure out yourself. Try it out. Try out the spec. You can make changes to it, but this is like a base spec for everybody trying to figure out the sword and the katana. This is probably a guide for you guys to figure it out. I see a lot of people still figuring out the class. It can be good in PvP, but it does struggle in PvP because of the CC immune. However, I have to say it works really well in death matches and battlegrounds and stuff because of you have the skill right here, which is great. And then you have this CC, the death immunity. It doesn't work well in PvP arena, but it works well in death matches and battlegrounds. So that is the PvP build, PvE build. Again, try it out, guys. Figure it out. See if you guys can get some change. If you guys get a good spec, let me know in Discord. I'm gonna make an updated video on it. Let me know how this spec works for you guys. And I would love to hear you guys' opinions about the sword of katana. So, are you guys disappointed with it? Or do you like the class? I wish, what I think this class needs to be viable is it needs some type of CC immunity for sure. If you're going to compete in PvP, it needs some kind of CC immunity. I think I like the class because it's kind of hard to figure out the class. It does require some skill and some management, but it's a very strong overall class. Okay, I'm going to be making a full-on tier list soon on the classes of which class I think is the best, which is the weakest. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And again, let me know overall opinion of this of the katana below. Have you been trying it out? Did you just try it for one day and just throw it away? It does look sick. It looks cool. You can make some cool noises and cool fights with the sword. And you know what they need to change really about the sword is they need to change the name from sword to katana. Okay, who in the management thought it was a good idea to name it Sword and not Katana. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this guide helped you guys. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Check out this video right here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.